So you've got a Sony ZV-E1 camera. You may have noticed the HDMI port is a micro HDMI, which is not ideal. Not only that, if you plug in a micro HDMI cable, you can see that it's not at all sturdy. I think these are easily going to break. And so what I've done is design a support cable clamp to support that cable, stop it wobbling around. And this is designed for the small rig cage. If you've got a small rig cage for the ZV-E1, this is designed for that. I'm kind of in prototyping stage at the moment, so it's not available, but I might make it available if people are interested. One of the other things that I find quite annoying about this camera are these doors. Flap down. I mean, they again are likely to get broken quite easily. I think the worst ones are the HDMI port one and the USB-C port one at the top here. They stick out beyond the cage and I think they're going to get broken. So let's try and deal with those two problems there. So here is the clamp that I've designed, and it's fairly big and chunky, but not only is it a clamp for the cable, but it's also a door protector, and it goes on in this hole here. There's actually a little locator. I don't know if you can see very well, but there is a tiny little locator that sticks out to the side there that goes in this locating slot. But it goes on here, and you'll see that this part actually covers the door, and then it screws in with 1/4 20 screw and just normal small rig style. Then I'm going to screw that down, fix it in place. Okay, then you pinch it up too tight, but it's tight enough that that is very solid. And hopefully you can see that it is protecting the door, so the door does not get knocked. You know, you could be knocking it from the bottom and maybe breaking the door, but means that the door is protected. It means it's fixed open, but it's protected. And then there's a slot there for this particular HDMI cable to plug in. I don't know whether it's going to fit other ones, but I designed it to fit this one. It simply slides down into the gap there, and you can see there's an amount protruding there, and it just locks down into place and goes completely flush. There's a little groove there for the cable to come through, and then the cable can go up, and that's a full-size HDMI to your monitor or whatever you want to do with it. So that's perfectly flush, really solid. I can literally pick the camera up by that connector, shake it around. It is not going anywhere. It is rock solid, going nowhere at all. So solid. And it also means there's a protection around the headphone socket as well. So if you actually plug in headphone jack into that hole, still perfectly accessible, but it's also protecting this from getting bashed around as well, because equally that's quite loose as well. I was thinking about making this fully enclosed as well to hold this in place, but I think that's good enough protection for the headphone jack. Possibly could make a fully enclosed one. And there's a flat edge here, and that is so that you can still open up the memory card slot and it doesn't get in the way. That door is still possible to open. I will generally have the door closed, so not a big deal. I know some people open up the door for cooling. I think that's a bit inconclusive at the moment as to whether it helps by much. And so that is the HDMI port protector and clamp. And I was considering doing the same kind of arrangement for up here for the USB-C and microphone ports. I'm not completely sure yet because I don't use those all the time, but maybe I'll do the same kind of design, but for this half up the top. Maybe watch this space. That's just to show you how far I've got with the design of this ZV-E1 HDMI cable clamp and protector. for the small rig cage. If you like the look of this, like the video, then please leave a thumbs up. Let me know that you're interested. Leave a comment below and subscribe to see more progress and updates. I'll post as much as I can, as soon as I can. So make sure you're subscribed and turned on the bell notification to know when there are some updates. Thanks for watching.